Welcome to Kodennected Voices, the podcast where lived experience meets trauma-informed truth. I'm Janine, founder of Kodennected, somatic trauma coach and specialist in narcissistic abuse recovery and neurodivergent wellbeing. Here we talk about things like workplace trauma, emotional manipulation, nervous system healing, and the power of reclaiming your voice. Whether you're navigating narcissistic abuse, parenting through neurodivergence, or rebuilding after burnout, this space is for you. Let's reconnect, let's embody, let's transform. You're listening to Kodennected Voices. Let's begin. Hi, I'm Janine, and welcome back to Kodennected Voices. Today's episode is for the highly sensitive people, the empaths and the neurodivergent listeners, the ones who've been told they're too much, too emotional, or too reactive. I want you to know that your sensitivity is not a flaw. It's part of the way your brain and nervous system are wired. And there's fascinating science that explains why. We're going to explore what it really means to be highly sensitive, how sensory processing works in the brain, why sensory differences often overlap with autism and ADHD, what ACEs are and how they shape health outcomes later in life, and the 5 signs your sensitive nervous system might be stuck in survival mode. Being highly sensitive means your nervous system processes sensory input, or what you see, hear, feel, smell, taste, and even pick up emotionally, more deeply than the average person. Neuroscience research shows that highly sensitive people, or HSPs, have greater activation in the insula, the brain's hub for emotional and sensory integration. This means you're more attuned to subtle cues like shifts in facial expressions, tone of voice, or changes in a room's atmosphere. Now here's where this connects to neurodivergence. Sensory processing disorder, or SPD, is not a formal diagnosis in the DSM-5, but research, particularly from Dr. Lucy Jane Miller, shows that sensory processing differences are common in people with autism and ADHD. In fact, the DSM-5 criteria for autism now include hyper or hypo reactivity to sensory input as a core trait. ADHD research by Dr. Thomas Brown has also found that sensory sensitivities, especially to noise, textures, and touch, are frequently present in ADHD profiles. So, if you're highly sensitive, there's a good chance you may also sit somewhere on the neurodivergent spectrum, whether you have a formal diagnosis or not. Now let's talk about ACEs, or Adverse Childhood Experiences. ACEs are stressful or traumatic events that happen before the age of 18. This could include abuse, neglect, witnessing domestic violence, or growing up with a parent who has mental illness, substance misuse issues, or is incarcerated. The concept, from a landmark study by the CDC and Kaiser Permanente in the 1990s, involving over 17,000 participants. The findings were eye-opening. The more ACEs a person had, the higher their risk for serious health problems later in life. So we're talking about things like chronic illnesses like heart disease, diabetes, autoimmune disorders, and cancer. We're talking about mental health challenges like depression, anxiety, and PTSD. There's also the increased risk of substance abuse and relationship difficulties. And there's a reduced life expectancy. In the highest ACE category, up to 20 years shorter. Why does this happen? Early repeated stress literally changes how the body functions. The nervous system becomes wired to stay on high alert. The stress hormone system, or the HPA axis, stays switched on. Stress hormone that is released into the human body includes cortisol. This is an inflammatory, and inflammation levels rise. And over years of this constant activation, it wears down your physical health. And here's where it loops back to sensitivity. If you're an HSP or a highly sensitive person, empath or neurodivergent, your nervous system is already processing more input. Add ACEs on top, and the impact can be magnified. You're not just more likely to feel the stress, you're more likely to carry it in your body. And this is why nervous system work is not just about feeling calmer. It's a long-term health intervention. Calming the system reduces inflammation, supports immune function, and can protect your future well-being. So the 5 signs that you're a highly sensitive person stuck in survival mode. Number 1, you feel emotionally and physically drained after social interactions, even ones you enjoy. Your brain processes more sensory and emotional data, which uses more energy. If your bodies learn to stay alert for danger, every interaction can feel like work. Sign 2. You notice tiny changes in people's tone, expression, or energy and can't switch it off. This is linked to greater activity in your brain's mirror neuron system, which helps you pick up emotional cues. Trauma can shift this from empathy to hypervigilance. Sign 3. You replay conversations in your head, analysing if you upset anyone or miss something. Your amygdala, which is your brain's alarm system or fear center, can stay activated, scanning for signs of rejection or conflict. Sign 4. You absorb other people's emotions as if they're your own. Strong empathy circuitry means your brain's regulation systems are working overtime. Without boundaries, you become emotionally overloaded. A great example of this is if you're watching a television program, and if you watch someone in pain or if something resonates with you, it's almost as if you can feel it. You turn away from the TV because you cannot handle the emotions that you're seeing. Sign 5. You struggle to relax, even in safe situations. Your autonomic nervous system may be stuck in sympathetic, which is the fight or flight, or the dorsal vagal, which is the shutdown freeze mode, making rest feel unnatural or unsafe. Take a minute. Feel your jaw, feel your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Can you drop them? You might be stuck in freeze or sympathetic. So why does this matter? You are not too much, and you're not broken. Your brain and body are wired for deep processing and connection, and with the right support, you can keep all of those amazing gifts without the constant overwhelm. Neuroplasticity, which is your ability of your brain to form new neural pathways, means that your nervous system can adapt. You can teach and train your body what safety feels like, set boundaries that protect your energy, and enjoy your sensitivity without burnout. If what I've shared today resonates with you, I've created a free guide called 5 Signs You're a Highly Sensitive Person Living in Survival Mode. It goes deeper into these signs and offers practical tools to start your reset. You can download it for free via the link in the show notes. or follow me on Instagram at Kodennected. And if you'd like personal help, I offer a £60 clarity session where we can map your unique triggers, create a personalised regulation plan, and find tools that fit your real life. You can book these sessions at kodennected.co.uk/121 offer. Thank you for joining me today. Your sensitivity is a strength. Your empathy is a gift, and we need more of it in this world. And your nervous system deserves care, not criticism. Until next time, take care of yourself and your sensitivity. Thank you for joining me on Kodennected Voices. If something in today's episode spoke to you, trust that it mattered. Your story matters. If you'd like trauma-informed support as you heal, grow and reclaim your nervous system, you can connect with me via Instagram at Kodennected. And if you found this episode helpful, please share it, subscribe and leave a review. It helps this podcast reach those who are still learning how to feel safe again. Until next time, reconnect, embody, transform. This is Kodennected Voices.